everybody. I hope everyone is enjoying their summer or starting their summer or whatever part of summer that you are in. I am on week 3 of summer, I think. Either way, it's kind of a blur because, as we all know, when educators go into summer, we just kind of we don't know what day it is, we don't know what time it is, we don't know what we're supposed to be doing with our life, and it's awesome. It has been great. I have been getting a lot of reading done. I'm currently reading this awesome series that I'll tell you about after I talk about this really cool blog. I've also been working summer library. We've got summer library at my school from 9 to 1 every Tuesday in June. It's been going really well. I'm excited about it. And watching a lot of Netflix and reading and hanging out in my house, and it's been great. So today's vlog is about this amazing book. It's a new series by one of my favorite authors and another of my favorite authors, and it is so good. So I'm a little late in this vlog because I had to read it, and then I had to read it like kind of skimming going again just to reprocess everything that happened because it is amazing. So the book I'm going to talk to you today about is Aurora Rising by Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff. So you might remember them. Cheeto. Sorry, Cheeto's mad at something in the window. Probably a squirrel. So you might remember them from the Illuminae series. They wrote this amazing series. It was a really cool format. It was in the format of a file. So the Illuminae files are a file collection about a group of people who are trying to sue a company. I'm pretty sure I have a vlog on those from like 2016 or 17. Anyway, so Aurora Rising is not a different type of book. It's a normal novel with little excerpts every so often that kind of explain different things that you might understand. So it's just your regular novel, but that was my bookmark. But it is gorgeous. So look at this cover, and we find out that this character is a girl out of time. And funsies, I got to meet Jay Kristoff, and this is a stamp by Amy Kaufman with an IOU because she was pregnant. And look how beautiful this is. So she was not on the tour. Anyway, it's a gorgeous book. Anyway, so this book is super fun. I had to read it and then reskim it just because I needed to process exactly what happened so that I didn't, have any lingering questions or anything like that. Anyway, so it is about Squad 312, and they continuously say, this isn't the squad we wanted, it's just the people we could find. So the main character, Tyler, is like the #1 scout in the Aurora Academy, and he is getting ready for his draft where he's going to choose his team or his squad. And the night before, he can't sleep, and he goes on kind of like a walk, but in space, and enters the fold where he finds a person who was on a spaceship, that everyone has heard has gone. Like, it's missing, it's gone, nobody knows what happened to it, it just went away. And he finds this girl on it and brings her back. And we find that she is out of time. She left Earth 200 years ago, and they found her now. So, anyway, so he misses his draft, and they come to a meeting, and they just get the people together that, like, is his team now, and they are just a ragtag group of weirdos, and they are awesome. I love them. So you've got different types. Everybody has their own job that they fill on the ship. So you've got a alpha, which is your leader, which is Tyler. Then you've got a face, and the faces are responsible for diplomacy and negotiation. They also know tons of languages. They can get you out of a fight, and that's Ty's twin, Scarlet. Aces are responsible for piloting and transport, so they're your people who fly your spaceships, and ours is Cat. Gearheads are responsible for repairs, maintenance, and mechanical work. They're like the engineers. That is Finian. I'm bad with the names, y'all know this. Then you've got your tank, who is your person who fights, who Cal is my favorite. And then your brain, the person responsible for scientific and medical duties. And it's really cool because as the book goes on, you get little explanations of what each job is. And it was really fun to read each one and try and figure out what I was. And my husband said that I'm definitely a tank and not a face because I'm not good at negotiations or like keeping my facial expressions quiet. Anyway, so it's really fun, and you get to meet these amazing characters. And so they go on their first mission that they've been given to them, and they find that they have a stowaway, and their stowaway is Ari, who is our girl out of time. And Tyler knows that he has to protect her. He doesn't know why, he just does. And so they go on this insane mission to where things happen that you're just like, how do Jay Kristoff and Amy Kaufman even think of these things? If you like stories where something's just going to go completely in a different direction, like you think one thing is happening and then something completely different happens, and it is amazing. So good. But as we all know, any book that has anything to do with Jay Kristoff will end in tears. This one, I did cry. I did a little bit, not nearly as much as I cried in Illuminae or in any other book in that series. Also, not nearly as much as I ugly cry every time that I reread Nevernight or God's Grave, or every time that he puts out some kind of spoiler about Dark Dawn. I can't hold my stuff together. I can't do it. I can't. Anyway, if you have not read Nevernight, get on it because the last book in the trilogy comes out in September and I cannot wait anymore. Anyway, so the thing that happens at the end of the book is one of those things where you're like, "Oh, okay, it happened." And it's really sad, but it's also really like, hmm. And my reaction was more like, that's unfortunate and it sucks and it's really sad, but I wasn't as brokenhearted as I was in Illuminae or like in any other book Jay Kristoff has written. So, but you will cry. Like you do get attached to these characters very quickly because they are so well put together. Like their banter is just amazing. The way that they just talk to each other and like just, beat on each other, and it's so good. The characters are amazing. So Scarlet is your face, who's in charge of negotiations. Again, like I said, Finian, I'm pretty sure that's his name. Finian is this boy who has a disability, and he has like an exoskeleton, and it's so cool. He's always like fixing it and piddling with it and doing different things. And all I can think of is like just seeing this person just like screwdrivering themselves together and like fixing things on themselves. He's really cool. I love how Jay and Amy throw people in that have disabilities that are not able bodied. And honestly, it's one of those things where I was like, I didn't even think about it. I didn't second guess myself. I didn't second guess reading it. It was one of those things where the character just feels like they fit the way they are. And I'm very, very proud of the authors for doing that so well. And also, I'm so bad with names. Cal is their tank, and Cal is from a planet where everyone is a warrior. Like that's what you are, and they have like this guy who's Voldemort. Basically, you don't call him by his name, called the Star Slayer, and he killed the sun that this planet depended on, and so they're gone. And all of Cal's people are known as warriors, and he's like the one person that like doesn't want to be what he is raised to be, and it just resonated so beautifully with me because he is fighting everything in his brain, and you hear that voice in him telling him that like fight and kill things and just do everything that you know is wrong, but it's not wrong because he was raised for this, right? But he's always just thinking like, no, I can be better than this, and it is beautiful. And then that moment when you like see that person that you know you're in love with, and how do y'all remember in Twilight when Jacob sees Renesmee and he has that pull and he knows that they're mated for life? Okay, so that happens in this book, and the person that Cal is mated with for life is so cool. I cannot wait for y'all to read this and talk to me about it because it is awesome. This is definitely going to be one of my new favorite series because it was awesome. Y'all know that I don't really regularly reread a book because I don't have time, but I had to skim it again. Like I didn't full on read it again, but I did skim it and it was awesome. Also, when I met Jay Kristoff in Dallas, I listened to the audiobook going to Dallas and coming back. It's a 3-hour drive from Austin to Dallas, both ways. So I listened to the audiobook and it was amazing. If you don't have chance, like if you don't have time to actually read it and you want the audiobook, so good. Anyway, I am currently reading The Conqueror's Saga by Kirsten White. I'm on the 3rd book, Bright We Burn. Amazing! It's historical fiction if Vlad the Impaler had been a girl, a teenage girl, and her name is Lada. I read a lot of reviews on Twitter, and I hear a lot of or I see a lot of what people write about Lada, and a lot of people hate her, or they say they have a love-hate relationship with her. I love her because Lada is a badass, and I cannot wait for that vlog. When I finish this book, I'll be vlogging the series because Lada is a badass, and she is everything that women need. She doesn't do things for the right reasons all the time, and there are probably better ways to handle things than she does, but an important. Um, Also, if you know who Zoraida Cordova is, the author of the Labyrinth Lost series, the Brooklyn Brujas, she also has a romance series. The first book is Stripped, the second book is Hired, and the third book is Flashed. Y'all know I'm awful that when I get an arc for like a part of the series and I have to read the rest of the series. She sent me, actually, I got sent Hired a couple months ago, and I'm about halfway through it. I'm working on it now, but it is awesome. And the third book is Flashed in the series, and she sent it to me a few weeks ago, and I can't wait to read it. So that's what I'm currently reading. Those are my summer reads. I can't wait to hear what y'all are reading. Drop me a comment on what you are reading. Also, hit that like button or hit subscribe. Awesome. Happy reading, y'all.